Hey, so everyone's telling me to do a Draw My Life video, so, why not? Let me introduce myself. My name is Aliyah Datu. I was born and raised in Canada. My mom is from Pakistan and my dad is from Africa. Now, my dad was born deaf, so I know how to do a little bit of sign language, but I never really needed it because he can lip read and speak properly. I also have an older sister who is the complete opposite of me. But we get along. After all, we are permanent friends. So, one lovely afternoon on November 7th, 1993, I was born. My parents expected me to be a boy and my name was going to be Ali. But disappointments always happen. What are you gonna do? My sister wanted to name me Ashley, but my parents said no and named me Aliyah. Thank God. So, growing up, I was always a crazy kid. I would run away from my family towards a toy store or speak to random people at my mosque. No, I did not run to people who had candy. I was always an outgoing kid and full of energy. So, to sort of control that extreme amount of energy, I was put on one of those leashes. Uh, yeah, I was a leash child. Now, I have always been different from my family. First of all, I was the only one in the family who had straight hair. And my sister would tease me and say I was adopted, but that's obviously not true. While other girls played with Barbies and kitchen sets, I played with cars. I was a tomboy. I kept my hair short and hated anything and everything that was girl related. I grew up being part of a volleyball, basketball, and badminton team. I also played squash and soccer on the side. My sister has always been the smart kid in the family. I was always the troublemaker. I would skip school, I acted sick so I wouldn't have to go to my classes, and I hated everything about the routine of school. I always looked up to my sister because she was smarter than a mother. Wait, you get the point. She led a hard act to follow. I then changed up how I acted and finally began to embrace being a female. Don't get me wrong, I still have my tomboy ways, but I began to figure out who I really was. Around the age of 9, I began to gain a lot of weight. I was a huge fan of eating chocolate and junk, but I did still stay active. I gained a lot of weight, and I was pretty much the ugly duckling. My sister had a lot of attention because she was always beautiful in my eyes, but to everyone else as well. So I had to turn my life around. I worked out, I ate better, I changed my habits. Because of health reasons, I wasn't able to lose as much as I wanted to, as quick as I wanted to, but finally I dropped so many pounds around the time when I was 17, just in time for prom. While I was going through all this, I also had a stutter. I was always a few grades behind my reading level, and even though I loved speaking in front of a crowd, it wasn't that easy for me. I did some research on how I could improve my speech. I realized that if I recorded my voice and listened to it, I would be able to figure things out myself. Now, I had this camera, so I took a video instead of just an audio, and I pretty much made a fool out of myself. I ended up posting videos on YouTube, and surprisingly, people subscribed. This definitely helped my speech problem, but I still do stutter time to time, and this is how my YouTube videos began. From there, I would make random videos and show the world my animated side. I do a bunch of different accents. I haven't counted how many, but I created characters with those accents. There's Ma, there's Lydia, and Bailing. You can call her Bai for short. I was always into comedy and animated voices. I would bother my mom during my hyper moments by putting on a voice and acting as someone else. YouTube was a perfect way to express my energy. Otherwise, I'd still be jumping on the couches and dancing around. Now I'm a student at York University, and I'm just doing my thing, trying to figure out my future, have straight teeth one day maybe, and be successful. So, that's my story. To sum it all up, started inside my mom, now I'm here.
It's Miss D to the A to the 2, that too.